Morning, Andoni.
Good morning.
Obviously, clearly been a frustrating time. Now the dust has settled on Wednesday night. Have you had the chance to reflect on the performance, the result, and have you seen a real positivity from your players in training?
No, it's difficult to have this positivity after these two results, especially that we've had this week, that leaves you a little bit like frustrated. I think analyzing the game the other day, the mistake is probably defensively, especially. I think it's a game where we cannot concede 2 goals. It's a game that you are on the ball so much time, you are in a position to have so much time that I remember the game against Everton, we won here 1-0 at home. It's difficult because they are defending with a lot of bodies. It's difficult probably to arrive with clear chances, but you have to stay focused all the game, no make mistakes, and don't concede. So the goal comes and you can win the game. But obviously we conceded 2 goals. They needed very little to score 2 goals, and probably that's my biggest concern from the other day.
I guess that must be really frustrating for you. You've only conceded 38 goals this season. Bournemouth's best ever defensive record in the Premier League is 61. So you are doing so well defensively. So does it hurt that these moments are affecting you in games?
Yeah, for me it's a key. It's a key for us. We've been good when we've defended well, and even the games like the other day, we had a volume team. We will have our chances. The goal we score is okay. We arrive. It's not a good cross. There is a deflection, a second ball, a finish. You arrive, even if it's not clear. You don't have your best day. Probably you will finish scoring the goal. But the problem is in the other side. We were, I think, in both situations in the first phase when they play long with Delap a little bit, not aggressive enough. We leave them think a little bit, and they punished us, and are things that we need to improve, because now in this situation, everything looks like. We make one mistake, they are gonna score. And now you have to, for me, in these situations, you have to do the basics very well. You have to defend well, you have to stay focused, not make big mistakes. Even if after you are not brilliant, you have to do the basics very well and grow from there, And it's our focus right now, yes.
You're obviously going for a tough run at the moment. No wins in 5 Premier League matches, no wins in 7 in all competitions. I know that the sort of simple question is, where has it gone wrong? What's not working? But I guess if you knew the answer to that question, you would have changed it.
No, sometimes but you cannot change it, even if we need to do this better. But it's to analyze always is always easier. After the difficult part is to implement the things to get it right and to get the results. And now I think we have to go to the basics, to do well our main strengths, to stay very humble, work a lot, stay together, and build from there, I think. When things we are not doing the difficult things, we are not linking play with the same fluidity, you need to improve and go to our floor has to be high. Even if we are not playing at our best, our floor still has to keep us competitive in games, and is what I think teams that at the end achieve goals is what they do.
I know internally you wouldn't have been talking about Champions League, Europa Conference League. You just want to win games and finish as high as you possibly can. The fans will get excited about that. But for you, does it still feel like this season you can achieve something? The target is still to finish 5th, 6th or 7th and try and push up the table?
I will not change what we've done until now. For me, we can spend a lot of time talking about where we want to finish, where we want, I don't know, as high as possible. There are moments where you are winning and you think, we are going to finish very high. Moments when you are losing and you think, it's impossible, we win a game and we are going to finish very, very low. So I think we have to keep I understand probably from the outside, the supporters, even the media, but we are the professionals, We have to keep our level of commitment, whatever is the situation. And now we have very little time to prepare for West Ham, but we have to recover well, take our chances against West Ham. Sometimes one result just changes a lot, everything, but we need to get it right. No?
Just a quick word on injuries. I know this season has been a real challenge for you at times. You've been really struggling to field an 11. A couple of concerns, Ryan Christie, Justin Kluivert ahead of this weekend. Can you just give us a bit of a lowdown on who's available and who's not available?
Yeah, Ryan Christie is going to be out. Ryan's situation is worrying, I think, because he has been dealing with a groin issue, yes, the pubis, the adductor, a little bit everything, since the beginning of the season, really, no? And he's so honest and he wants to push, and even with pain he has been playing, and he has played very, very well for a lot of time, but I think it's arriving one moment where his body is telling him, like, maybe it's time. No, we are trying to go with him until the end of the season, but the other day against Brighton, moments where he feels, I cannot anymore. No, so probably something we have to analyze. I wouldn't say there is a chance we even decide, okay, let's have the surgery now, recover, take your time, and probably be ready for next season. But it's not something that we've still decided, but it's a situation that we have to analyze well, because I think his body is telling him, okay, you've pushed this a lot, so maybe it's time to give you the final solution, no, and don't push you too much. Justin also, I think, is going to be difficult. I wouldn't say like Ryan, definitely not, but we'll see today if he can train with us and help us from the bench at least, but he still feels tight, so I see it difficult. Probably the best news is we expect Julian Araujo to be in the squad, because he's training well and is good. I think it's a little bit like past week. No, we are recovering some of the defenders we've been having out, like Marcos, Adam Smith, now Julian Araujo, but probably now the issue is the offensive side, no, with Sini, Taff, Justin Ennis, obviously that is out for the season. Now Ryan there is always something, you know, if it's not the right backs, it's the wingers, if it's not, but it's our job, and we will try to deal with the situation.
Up next in the Premier League, West Ham. Obviously, Graham Potter's gone into the football club. How much has the style changed? And I guess the one positive is you've lost 1 in 10 away from home. So away from home, you've been really strong.
Yeah, actually, I think we have more points away than at home. No, that is a good thing and a bad thing. No, you never know how to look at the things. But I think West Ham, they've been trying different things. They've changed the structure. Sometimes they play with 3 at the back. Sometimes they go with 4. Tactically, I think is a demanding game for us, because also we don't have a lot of time and you have to prepare for a lot of different structures. I think they've been conceding less goals, probably scoring less also, but the scores have been shorter in their games. So every goal is definitely going to be important. And I hope we recover physically and also mentally, because it's a game that tactically is going to be difficult, because they have different ways to set up, and we will have to be very mentally, very agile to adapt. Yes.
And just finally for me, there was a lot of talk after last night's game between Chelsea and Spurs about VAR. Andrew was unhappy at the length of time for one of the decisions. Is VAR killing the game? Is there anything that can be done? Should there be a clock that says if the decision is not made within 2.5 minutes, don't change the referee's decision?
Yeah, I have quite clear my idea. I support VAR. I think it makes the game more fair, but it's true that they have to do the process much quicker. There have been this season some situations, yesterday, or I remember ours against Wolves in the cup, no, 7 minutes I think, or 7 or 8 minutes or something like this. You cannot stop definitely a game for 7-8 minutes. So I think it's a process that probably it will take time. It's taking time, but I think the game is more fair with the VAR.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hi, Andoni. You said on Tuesday when we were here that the Ipswich fixture would be key and you wanted to see a reaction. What did you make of the reaction in terms of the defeat? Is it a psychological thing with the players or more physical, given the limitations of the stretch you've had to put on the squad?
No, I didn't feel the physical issue the other day. Probably yes against the City, that we were very good a lot of time, and then there was a moment we couldn't keep with this energy level. I think against Ipswich we finished strong physically. I didn't feel this situation. Probably there's more of we started very well the game. Like I liked a lot the first 20 minutes. We put them under pressure. We were basically playing all the time there, and it's true that as soon as we had a one chance, I think from a long throw they had a half chance or something like this, and straight away it came their goal, and from there we went a little bit down, no? And now when you are not in a good moment, every goal, every situation punishes you a lot, and it takes you more than when you are playing well and you are confident they score and nothing happens, keep doing the same things and we'll score, we'll find a way, no? And now everything costs more, and that's why we need to do the basics very well. Our structure has to be very solid. And this is we have to build again from the basics. That's the main idea from us.
If I can take you back to when you first arrived at the beginning of last season, when you struggled to get wins, it was a difficult period then. Are there parallels now? Is it a similar situation? And is there anything that you learned then that will help you now in this current dip in form?
No, I think they are completely different situations. No, we are now at the end of the season. Even being a bad run is 5 games without a win. Is probably not. I haven't researched, but I'm definitely sure every Premier League season of Bournemouth they have been 5 games without a win. Almost sure, without looking at the numbers. Otherwise, they will finish very, very high. No, there are moments in the season that you have to accept. There are gonna be up and downs. The frustration is because the opportunity was very big, because we are still in a good position, but we had the chance to be in a better one. So, but we cannot change this. Now we have to focus in the next game, try to get a good result, and still 8 games to play. There are a lot of points.
Before Ipswich, you were saying they were obviously a team that were fighting for their Premier League lives. West Ham's a different situation. They're not going to make Europe. They're not going to be relegated. Again, is this a fixture that you'll look at and think maybe, when we can get back to those basics and we haven't got a team that's scrapping for their lives, this might be a good one for us?
I think West Ham also are in a situation where probably they are coming from not very good results. So they are looking at our game and they may be thinking, no, it's a good game. Now they are also not coming in the best moment. We are playing at home. They've had one more day of rest probably. They are tired, and if you ask them, they will think, no, it's a perfect game for them, no? Now every win, whoever you play, is expensive because when there are not a lot of points now to recover later, I think everyone wants to improve their position in the standings, and West Ham have very, very good players. So we need to be very good. If we want to get any point against West Ham, we have to be very, very good.
I was looking at an interview that you did, I watched on television yesterday, where you were talking about there was a time in your playing career when you could never imagine going into management. Do you think it looked quite a stressful thing? In a situation like this, when results are going well, do you think back to those days and think, yeah, maybe I can see why I didn't like the idea of going into management?
I don't know. I think I say it a lot of times. I try to enjoy my job. We are under pressure. But I'm pretty happy where I am mentally. I say, I think considering all the I don't know, the pressure or how you call it, no, of our jobs. Obviously you are frustrated when you lose and you are disappointed, and when you lose it hurts you, and it has to hurt you, I think. But also is something that produces you like this kind of situation is because you really enjoy it and you are feeling it, and I feel like now very, very lucky to be here and have this chance.
And so you enjoy this sort of challenge, finding solutions?
Yes. For me, it's every game in the Premier League is a challenge. We are playing against managers that Graham Potter, I've seen a lot of times, no? His teams, Brighton, even when I was not in this league, no, analyzing things of how they do, how they build up, so now it's every time for me it's a challenge to show that I belong, no, to this level.